Hi everyone, it's me Jo. Today I'm going to be bringing you a brand new updated how to create a thumbnail tutorial. So on my channel I've actually got one that's quite in detail that you can actually do with Photoshop. So I showed you how to basically clean up the production. I tend to use the kind of techniques of brightening the background, cleaning up the background to create what would have been done had I had a full production. So just a basic one today, and this is going to be based on the phone apps you can use to do the exact same thing. So an updated version. Now I'm going to start off with a gorgeous photo of the meadow garden in Limoges, which is the chateau with the Baron in France at the moment. I thought you guys would like to get some updates of what I've been doing behind the scenes, but this one is going to actually be focusing on an app called Pics. Now I've chosen to use this one over other ones you might be familiar with because I found the interface a little bit more easier to use. So let's go in with the tutorial now. So on my phone, I've actually logged in and it's got a really great interface, which is almost like a social. It reminds me of Instagram. And I've brought up the picture of the gorgeous garden. This is to the side of the estate. There's several properties, so I'll give you a full update anyway later on. Basically, you can use the default options, as you can see down the bottom, to change the crop. I wanted it to be a little bit more widescreen. I know the iPhone resolution is really strange to me because it doesn't fit the screen. It's kind of an odd one. I wasn't on the internet when I was doing this one, so here is the basic kind of tools you can use for a default. Now, obviously, I do beauty, but this is actually a picture of the garden. So this is across the board. You can use this app. It definitely has different options that you can do to change the perspective. I like to straighten the lines out so they're more chiaroscuro, I think is the term in painting. You can also use the basic facilities to change the lighting, the brightness, to add artificial light inflections, to manually do so. I was really interested in all the things you can do, and I was playing with all the options and seeing how much you could basically do with a something that doesn't have a subject in necessarily. And I love this effect because it kind of broke, that's not very good English. It broke all the kind of background up into this diffraction, which I thought was really cool. So if you guys were looking for an app that was just a little bit different, this is definitely the one to use. Now, Picsart does have a subscription over time. All the details of that will be in the links below. But I thought it was worth it because when I've actually tried other apps, I've seen that they're really focused on... You have to pay more for like things that you do for beauty. And I thought like, do people actually want to focus that much on beauty? I don't know. But for this, you can obviously draw on top. You can create artificial borders in different shapes, which I liked. And there's me squiggling on the screen, as you guys can see today. I just thought it just made a really beautiful crop, actually. I was quite happy with this. Now, you can obviously share this. You can change the defaults, you can change all the colors, you can add different rainbow effects I saw, and I just thought it was cool to share with you a landscape before going in with beauty. Now, before we go into that particular section, I think beauty is a funny one, and you can obviously see all the options you have to share it, because I think a lot of people use very strange tactics to edit their faces. I don't know what it is, but I think because I came at this from an artist perspective and I was really inspired by people like Matthew Anderson, that I knew that to Photoshop skin cleanly, quite often what they do is they actually take a section of like someone's arm and they impose it over the face because the arm is obviously smoother than a beard. And I zoomed in quite close then, and at the time I hadn't got laser, so you can pretty much see a beard if you zoom in close to this picture. But I think that even though you can use this softening effect as I've shown on the screen, which does give you a very high quality effect, I think it's easier to actually impose skin that's smoother on top because that way you're not actually losing quality. With a lot of people online, I think when they brighten their eyes, when they soften the skin, the quality of the picture looks really, really good on a brightly lit iPhone. But if you look on a proper editing Mac, it just looks really, really, really poorly done. I took this thumbnail from a video that's already on my channel. You guys have probably seen this one. It's in my throwback series. So I wanted to have something that you could compare to actually the moving image. Now, I have cleaned up the mouth of this lip because I wanted it to be used in a poster that you guys can check out in the description below as well. It should be below all my videos. My actual new network said to me, you need to get some merchandise back out there because I haven't had it up online for 2 years. So I thought, well, okay, let's do some cool graphic artwork versions of my tutorials that you guys can buy. And I thought it was just a cool one to play with. So I have actually changed the lips and I've changed the texture in the same way as covering the skin. Now, whilst I've been yapping away on the screen, I've actually been going into the iris and looking at the options. They give you a really cool effect that gives you almost like contact lenses. So you can wiggle over the eye as I've shown you on the screen and choose from the options what kind of iris you want. I've actually got, I think I've got Solotica lenses on in the original photo. So I want to keep them as similar to that as you can, but at the bottom of the screen, you can see all the differences. So there is so many different things you can do that's built into the app, from softening the skin to bringing out the brightness of the skin. Again, I tend to do a lot of this work with makeup first. I think that we're in this day and age where if you are an artist and what you do is actually about creating an image, you need to be actually open about the fact that you're actually painting on top of a face. So I digitally paint on all my photos. I've always shared with you guys the whole beginning, middle and end of this process because I want you guys to be involved in how I create an image. I prefer to actually do the final image than I actually like doing the makeup. As much as I love makeup, I've always been like a conceptual artist, and if I go into my photos, you can actually see my gorgeous little niecey Nunu, but you can actually apply the photo on top of the original, so you can actually do the effects I'm talking about. It just is a really cool app, and I preferred it to the other ones I've tried because it has so much more in it. It's also built into this fabulous interface, and I wasn't connected to the internet when I was actually doing this video, but you can use all these effects to create as much of an artistic outlet as you want to use it as. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I wanted to actually add the final image that I did before actually playing with this, so you can see this is pretty much the comparison to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Check out all the links in the description below, and I'll see you soon.